Launch. So I put my medium in the boat so I can cast some larger baits. So do got some new ones I want to try, colors, and we'll see what they're like. So let's get the boat in the water. Squirrels, squirrel. All right, get me up to my captain's seat. Get this out there a bit. Oy. Here we go. We're in. Drop the transducer. Use a big bungee cord for that, so I'll have to bend over and thinking what to start with. What to start with, huh? I'm gonna try one of my new colors. I gotta put that on my medium though. Put the BFS down for a sec. But I do love topwater. That's alright. We gotta test out the new colors, right? So people know they work. Bone always works. So this right here, here's the punky jig. We're going to use this swim bait. It's purple with blue and red flakes. Sort of the color's actually called Joker. And it's a perla color. But I want to see it work. It's a beautiful color, actually. Sort of like a June bug. So we're right at the ramp here. So we're going to come over here to the first little marina. It's a slow sink. It's a great swim bait. It looks really good in the water. There's a 3/0 hook on this bait. Another little boat coming in. Lots of baby bass in here. I mean, you can just see them down here. Tons of them. Big old giant schools of them. Just a lot of them. Throw a small bait out, we catch a ton of dinks right now. There's a 3/0 hook. And if they do it, I'll probably foul hook them. But this is skin hooked. So we're just going to. There's a ton of them underneath us. I mean, you can just see them swimming. Bunch of baby bass. Looks like they're pulling out one of the rentals for service. Tons of baby bass. Yep, George. Got some peoples. Peoples are already here. Hey, Craig. George, Royal. So we just got in the water, guys. You ain't missed nothing. But, I mean, a lot of dinks underneath me. Whole bunch of dinks. Morning. Bunch of dinks. All right, let's go around to the other side. That'd be fun to do. There's some lily pads over here. They were hitting pretty good the other day. So let's go over the lily pads, guys. Do some lily pad fishing. There's some draggers behind us. I always like dragging it, having a line in all the time. Yeah, probably gonna skipping along right below surface. This probably can cut something. Then we're going to try this new punching jig that I got with my my dancing bones. And so we're going to go right over here. We're going to try to punch it. We'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that over there, you know, the lily pads. Like everybody on this lake knows me, but I don't know them. Now between the lily pads. Kind of cruising it though. Hey, Dow. We'll catch some bass over here. Lily pad water's at 72 degrees. Top water's doing really good right now. So man, it's beautiful out there. spot for a hit. Right over this forest. Little fries are hitting the surface. Hey, DK, 123. Kathy? No, I just started, Kath. Just started. We're heading over to the lily pad, so we're going to do some lily pad fishing right over here, you know. So I'm just trolling on the way over, see if anything hits it. I always like to, yeah. I love having a line in the water at all times. So. Head right over here to the lily pads. We actually have 3 sets of lily pads in this lake that are pretty productive. This one at the north end, and the monster over at the very south. So about 2.5 miles that way. We'll probably get over there today. Oh, here's a little bite. It's a little bite. There's a 3-aught hook, man. Little bites ain't gonna do it. This is your half-pounder on update. Fry bite ain't gonna touch this one. That was a decent bite. That was over a pretty good forest here. Let's fish it. Let's fish this little, patch of forest under the water. That felt like a better bite. Oh, there. Oh, missed you. Okay, let's try it again. It's only 7 feet deep here. This is like a June bug color with red and blue flakes in it. One of my swim baits that I make. I'll show you. It's it. We got a Gamakatsu 1-ounce weighted hook on it. Using my medium rod right now with a 12-pound P-line tactical fluoro. Again, it's not very deep here. Oh, dang it. I'm getting bites. That's the whole point, right? Bugs. Bugs, bugs, bugs. All right, let's go to the lily pads. Thought I'd get something real quick here, but I guess not. Almost there. Now, there's lots of ways to fish a lily pad. You can bunch it with a punch jig. It's a 1 ounce jig, and put a trailer on it, skin hook it so you don't get, you don't pull up a lot of weeds. And that's what we're going to try with the new dancing bones in this June bug color that I made. And there's also, of course, topwater. So if we don't get anything on the punching jig, then we'll switch over to topwater. But I want to try some of these new baits that I got. And it looks like the purple's getting some attention. Usually purple does pretty good. And people don't realize purple in the water has a sort of a luminescence look to fish. And the little fish trying to get my bait in the water. We're sort of trolling it. Come right over this spot over here. The drop anchor keeps me from getting, letting my boat drift. Although, absolutely, no, the lake's very placid right now. Doesn't help fishing. You really want some rippling on the water, just a little bit of rippling in order to move the ground, the bottom of the lake with the sun shining through it, because that refraction will move in the water and it excites fish. So when the lake's really placid like this, typically, this is where we go top off. It's just a bunch of perch hitting this thing. Perch love hitting soft plastics. You can tell a perch bite when they go. That's a perch. At least it is in my one. They give me something different in their one. But they like to vibrate. And they're basically trying to bite the tail on this thing. I've actually pulled them into the boat on the strength of their bite, because they weren't even on the hook. Okay, this is the lily pads right here. So we're going to pull this in. I'm going to set anchor. And we're going to try that punching jig. And try the punching jig. Let's get over to here to where I can find a good anchor spot. One thing I bought was this thing, this coiler. For me, I keep my we're going to do this punching jig. I'll show you the Dancing Bones bait that I molded with red and blue flakes. And so this is it. It's punching jig in the bluegill pattern with the purple. Mix for it. Real good trailer for it. So that, when we skin hook it, which I did, good. Yeah. That Dancing Bones, there's so much action on it. It is crazy, wonderfully cool. All right, we punched it. In every hole, I let it sink. Did my skin hook come undone? Looks like it. Yeah. There you go. It's a better skin hook. It's a 1 ounce punching jig. We got 30-pound braid on this, so we can really muscle it in. If we need to. It's not really working the way I want it to, this punching jig. We may go to topwater. Got another idea. I'm not real happy the way it's working its way through the water. I just know if I get a fish on it, I'm going to have 2 pounds of salad. So we're going to go back to the Swimbait, and we're going to bounce the Swimbait off the lily pad because I worked it the other day, and then I dropped it. So we just this is a 12-pound test. I know it's a little sketchy for this. That's lily pads right there. Get a blow up on camera for you. Little blow up. Jumped up on it. We don't want a little baby. We want a big mama. Big papa. That's what we want. Yep. Skin hook came off. Came out. We'll re-skin hook it. No, it didn't. Oh, it went in and out. All right. Sorry about the sun, guys. I'm gonna miss this blow up if I can't see it. I have no idea where it is in that sun glare. There it is. It's coming to the edge. Picked up a little bit of settling, but not on the hook. Front of it. Gotta watch out for raptors. They'll dive on it. Don't want to catch a bird of prey. It's kind of messy. Could be painful for both of you and the bird. Ah, come on. baby blowing up. We ain't seen nothing. These pads were hitting Tuesday. All right. This way. We went this way. Sun's right in my eyes. At least I can see the lily pads now. Sorry guys, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Just seen little ones break surface. Not seen anything big. Got some 1-pounders over here Tuesday. Whoop. Something gave it a tug right close to the boat, plus followed it to the boat. That's what happens a lot. I'm working the skirt right here. Tickle in my throat. try the puncher again. Let's punch it. Put some scent on it. We'll see what that does, huh? Bait fuel. It's supposed to be scientific. Scientifically tested. Get this off of the hook keeper. There it goes. Supposed to leave this on there for like 20 minutes. But we're not doing that. Sorry guys, I'm just like coughing up a storm right now. You just get that tickle in your throat and you just can't get it out, you know. Let's see if this is scientifically tested properly. Let's see what you're saying before we try the punch and jig again. Oh, what's up? Thank you, Bentleys. Thank you very much. English or Spanish? Oh, I subbed. Where's your fly rod? I don't fly rod. I wish. I tried fly fishing in the 70s or 80s. And so we're going to punch it. See what happens. Come on, you should be through it. It's not. It's actually sitting on top. One ounce punch and jig. Right there. That's kind of that I'd break through. Oh, put my glasses on. making the bones dance. Just a little bit. Here's a pretty morning. Hear all the birds. This jig head is this football jig is just catching. It's not my hook, it's a football jig. It's catching. Now this is an 8/0 hook. So this definitely narrows down what you're going to catch to much bigger. We were throwing a 3/0 hook. This is an 8/0, much bigger hook. So you're not going to get anything small on this hook. This is your 1-pounder on up hook. I'm not getting anything over here at the lily pads. I mean, just come on, something hit. Little baby one just popped up right there, but I'm seeing small fries, you know, just little fries popping. Not seeing anything big right here. This jig head, it's catching weeds like crazy. I don't like that. But reading glasses on. I ordered some sunglasses, bifocals, so those will be nice. You guys are going to think I'm nuts with this bait, but I'm not. It might be not because of the bait. 7.5 inch wake bait. This bait, that's one of the best baits I've ever made. And this bait is, well, it's fantastic. What we fishing for, sir? We are fishing for largemouth bass. Not yet. I just started. What do you, dude? I just started. What do I do? Well, If you just want to catch anything, that's easy. Throw something very small. uh, Put that in the water for a second. Let's pull up anchor. When it comes to fishing, small catches a lot. I mean, one of the most versatile lures that you can put on is a square bill or a spinner. It just depends on your water temperature. My water temperature is really warm, 72.5 degrees. That means trout the trout are very deep. They're 20, 30 feet deep. And but the bass, that's a different story. Bass are warm water fish. And so I'm just going to toss this out there. We are going to pull this till I get to my next spot. This is a great topwater bait. So maybe you guys see the blow up. For your first rod, you're going to want a medium or a medium heavy. It's definitely more versatile, sort of in the middle there. Just remember, medium it's in the middle. If you don't want to go with the bait caster, then stick with the spinning reel. Spinning reels are the easiest, and they're pretty much foolproof. But bait casters cast very differently, more accurate. You can adjust the drag on the fly, unlike a spinning reel. And but yeah, just throw like a rooster tail or something like that out in the water with a medium spinning rod and start pulling them in. Really is that easy for fishing. But knowing your water temperature is very, very important. And because that tells you where the fish are. Now, these are 1/0 hooks on this 7.5-inch bait. Typically, this is more of a 1-pounder on up bait. And it's a 7.5-inch bait. So basically, this bait really narrows down what you're going to catch to bigger fish. It's a great bait. I must have caught a 2.5-pounder on it Tuesday. Broke that rod on it. I love watching the blow up. You can pop it and get some splashing on it. Hopefully it's in frame for you. Coming up to this area. Basically, what I'm looking for is very tall forest underneath the water, which what we're over right now. That's what we're over right now. Oh, little blow up. His eyes are bigger than his mouth. It's pretty much a straight retrieve. It's got a really good swim action to it. Still a straight retrieve. I'm just varying the speed on it. When you're doing topwater, you don't need to put tongue on a leader. The line really isn't in the water. Drifted away from my forest. The spool was seems a little tight. It seems. I'm using this rod because my heavy rod broke. So it's my medium heavy. Forest. I'm catching bigger ones away from the shoreline lately. Could go with a nice glide, but we have some beautiful glides I painted. I painted this one, by the way. I have a pearl white one, and it's just absolutely stunning. Basically, I was just pulling this thing right over these little, 6-foot forests. Only in 8 feet of water, so these plants get up to about 2 feet from surface here. Now, if we go with a much smaller wake bait, then we catch more fish. Something tried just now. Oh, another little guy trying. See, these little fish, they'll try to get it. Stupid. I mean, these are big hooks. The sharpest hooks I could possibly buy. They're very expensive. $3.50 each just for the hook. They're Gamakatsu 1/0. And these things are so sharp. I put hook guards on them in my tackle box. You just touch them and they'll penetrate your skin. They're that sharp. I saying anything to me I should know? Yeah, no. No, you want the bait to free fall. You want the bait to free fall. You want the bait to slowly free fall. You know, and that's setting your tension properly on a bait caster. And then your brakes, if you're learning how to use a bait caster, set your brakes all the way tight, and then just let that bait slowly fall, and practice, and then start loosening it. I mean, once you get good with bait casters, you can let the bait fall faster and loosen up the brakes, because you get better with your thumb as a braking system. So your thumb is probably the most important aspect to bait casting. Now, as you get better with it, you get more confident, and better reels are better. I mean, I've got, well, on my heavy, there's an Abu Garcia. That's a Max Pro. That thing's really good braking system. My Aldebaran, fantastic brake. I mean, keep an eye on your bait. So right when it hits the water, you stop the spool with your thumb, because a lot of brakes will not stop your spool, and you'll backlash when the bait hits the water. If you backlash right at the beginning of a cast, that's your tension knob. If you backlash after the arc and it starts to slow down, that's your braking. So knowing when that backlash happened, and you can feel it with your thumb, by the way, and hold it back. Well, if you feel your spool starting to backlash at the beginning or end, you know which dial to adjust, tighten up. But a good bait caster, once you got it dialed in, you really don't touch it much after a while. You get used to it. And that's the thing. I've got, you know, Shimano's Pissy Fun, and this is good Pissy Fun. It's not as good as my Shimano's or Abu Garcia, but I'll put the Abu on this. It's on a dead rod right there. It's in the trout. That Abu Garcia is a pretty darn good reel. I mean, for 80 bucks, I think this one's 40 bucks. But it is, I mean, both of them. Great reel for 40 bucks, great reel for 80. This one's a little too, you know, bling bling for me. It's very changing colors. It is a good reel. I will give Pissy Fun accolades on this reel. For the money, it's fantastic. But you know, they're, for a spinning reel, they're Carbon X. I don't think you can do much better than that at any price. That Carbon X is a great spinning reel for Pissy Fun. We're going to travel. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little traveling. My boat does not travel fast. So we're only going to go 3 miles per hour, but we're going to go up to the northern portion of this lake. But to go 3 miles per hour, you're not going to troll a topwater. We are going to go straight ahead towards the mountain. We're going towards that mountain. That's that mountain across. that punching bait, 1 ounce. That's pretty good one. 3 mil. I have a really good video on how to use a bait caster. It teaches you the parts of the bait caster and how, understanding each portion of the bait caster and how it affects your cast. But after you get used to it, you don't think about it. You just don't think about it. You can cast with mindless. Good morning, Randy. How are you, buddy? I'm fishing Lake of the Woods, Oregon. That's where I'm fishing at. Yep. Randy's a fishing buddy of mine here in Oregon. One thing about my boat, I'm not overly impatient. You just cruise. What you do. Slow and easy. I'm talking about slow and easy. Something right there. See something over there. Yep. Coming our way. When you do topwater, keep an eye on those guys. They will dive on the bait. Right? Those beautiful, beautiful. Best video on my channel is floating the African. Really good. And get a bite. Busy doing stuff like this. We're at the drop off right now. We just went from 12 feet to 30 feet. This is where we see a lot of trout. We're probably going to hit this 8-off hook. Unless it's a brown trout. Brown trout can hit this 8-off. We have big old giant brown trout. Caught a 9-pounder or so in one of my videos, so you can see how big brown trout get. They get up to almost 3 feet in this lake. They like to hit in the dark. Yeah. There's a bunch of trout right there at about 30 feet, 25 feet. You take them out the popcorn over there. That's where we're going. I'm going to go over a bunch of deep spots. Okay. Usually don't like putting this on full because it draws the most power. Even though the battery can handle 2 hours of full power. 100 amp hour battery, full power is about 50 amps. Look at these things on the full power. People stop talking. Smallmouth territory over here. You guys want me to catch the smallies? Catch the smallmouth. This shoreline right here, to your right, this is the Aspen Campground, and this shoreline is perfect for smallmouth bass because smallies like rocky bottom. You have it, rocky bottom. I'm going to go with my DFS. The smallies really like tugging the shoreline. So there's a ton of trout right here, 25 feet. Lots of trout. Rainbow. Do a proper pull this guy. Okay. This is good smallmouth there. And I'm going to take this guy. This is subsurface. Okay, this one's only going to dive about 1 foot, so we're not going to see it below. And but works really well. And we'll get some fish in the water. And on our way up to my favorite big largemouth bass spot. Now this one, you kind of work almost like a jerk bait. This one does. And I can get it near the surface, 6 inches or so. And these small the shoreline. So basically, within feet of the shoreline. These smallies love hugging the shore. Got a guy fishing with them. And they like you pause it a lot. Morning. Not yet. A lot of smallmouths over here though. So we're going to push this right next to the shoreline, just like that. Usually within 10 to 20 feet of the shoreline, and we could get a hit. We got to go around this guy's buoy, mooring buoy. They're not allowed to do this, but they do it anyway. I'm just going to sort of leave my engine on one really slow. I'm just going to troll, not troll, but work the shoreline. And catch a small here too. Right next to the shoreline. Morning. Around this green gazebo is, well, Randy knows. Yeah, it's a good spot. All this bush. All these trees and bushes overhanging. And there's some cover under the water here they like. You can get it inches from the bushes. And do some pauses. A lot of small ones here though. But I've got some pretty big ones too. Let's try a popper. I've got some finesse poppers. Works really, really well. Have one in here maybe? Maybe not. Painted this one. It looks like a frog. Little popper, red mouth, green and black. I'm gonna do this without my glasses. And that ain't gonna work. Actually, it did. All right. Let's do some popping. nice and warm at 72 degrees, guys. That's what you want for top water. You want nice and warm. It's okay to pause your popper, let it sit too. Just watch. Oh, there it goes. And when he sat, a little guy hit it. Yeah, it's just a little guy. But on a BFS, they always feel big. Oh, second hook got him in the side. But there's a smallmouth. A smallmouth, but you know, it's a smallmouth. There's a lot of them over here. So anyway, little guy. So, give him a kiss and let him go. It's very important to kiss your bass. All right, and he took that on the pause. He really did. I mean, I just sort of splashed it and then paused it and just let it sit for a second, you know, for a few seconds, and let the fish sort of contemplate whether he wants it or not, and then splash it again. Pause. So now when you buy my baits at the marina, I put instructions on it, handwritten instructions on how to work the bait. So that was our first fish of the day, which was just a smallmouth. Just pause it. Let it sit. Poppers are patient for patient fishing, you know. I mean, you could work them straight in, but a lot of fish like to hit it on the pause. I mean, they'll hit it on the retrieve, but it is fun to see a blow up, though, when they come up to the surface. Get to see the bite as well as the fight. The bite and the fight. Don't get impatient with it. Try to make it as irregular as possible. It's not like a wake bait. Wake baits, it's a straight retrieve. Create that V. Not with a popper. I cast really good with my BFS. BFS stands for Bait Finesse System. It's basically a bait casting reel that can throw very, very, very light baits. The Aldebaran by Shimano is considered the benchmark. This is considered, you know, this is what all BFS or finesse bait casters sort of try to beat, is this reel. And you could buy reels for $50. You can buy them for $500. This is a $450 reel. Trout fishing. Love it when kids catch fish. It's the best. It is the best. I consider trout kind of be the dumbest fish in the lake. You can catch them the same way all day long. Water bobber, 3 to 5 foot leader, power bait on it. Catch 100 of them in a day. They are not a natural fish for this lake though. They're all stocked, all farmed. And, but you can catch them all day long. But right now, like I said, you know, when they're out deep, out the middle, it's 30 feet deep right out there. The trout are about 20 to 30 feet, so that's why they're catching them. I am not a trout guy. Bass, they're different. Bass have instinctive memories. And every time they get caught or hooked, it's logged into their brains. And they instinctively remember it. And, well, you can't catch them the same way twice. So, you've got to switch it up. Different weights, different sizes, different color, different techniques, different line, different presentations. It's just challenging fishing for bass. Very, very challenging. Just gotta, I mean, for a species of having very small brains, their instincts are finely tuned. So don't feel bad, because instincts, when they're tuned, is better than brains. And that's what bass have. They have great instincts. And it's modified every day that they live. So the big ones, they're harder to catch because, you know, they're older. And their instincts have been modified over and over and over again. And most of us catch them and release them. So if they fall for one bait one time, they ain't gonna fall for it again. Can't catch the same bass, same way twice. It's kind of the same. And always, as soon as your bait hits the water, lock your reel, because bass will hit it on the drop. So don't. You know, if you're doing a spinning reel, close that bail immediately. Toys in the water here. Sometimes fish like to hide near these toys. So cast right next to it. If there's any hiding underneath them. That's one of those fishing sea-doos. Pretty cool. Not for me. As cool as it is, because it's got that swivel seat on it and stuff. Not for me. If you have, I like those. There's a Yamaha jet ski, the old-fashioned kind you stand up on. Okay, those are fun. These Sea-Doos or personal watercrafts. I mean, I'd rather ski behind, but then ride. Those are fun. You probably get them pretty cheap too. Really am very good with this setup, casting wise. Oh, there we go. A little blow up. We got one. Got another one. Got another. We got another. Just, they feel big on a BFS. Okay, it's not a big one. Okay. Here he comes. Oh, looks like a largemouth. It is. It's a largemouth. Stop. Oh my God. Will you stop? Gee. Just good hook job. Very good. That's why you couldn't shake it out, huh? Okay, this little guy. There you go. Mwah. Give him a kiss. Put him back. Very important. My wife goes, "You kiss me with those lips." I go, "Yeah, that's what the fish say." So, smallmouth and a largemouth so far. Nothing really, just fun little catches. On a popper. On a popper. Mama and her ducklings. Best reel in the world right here. Shimano Oliver. Never. Your first cast, you're going to be amazed by it. It's it's worth the money. It's $450, but it's worth the money. Now my rods are Cajuns, so they're affordable. Still American made. And a great company. They do stand behind their product. And that's the important, it really is the important part. If you do have a problem, will that company stand behind it? Oh, I just saw a little guy jump over there, so we're going to cast over there. What are you saying in there? You need to get in the 1v1 against Ted and off the hook. He has a challenge. If you win, you get nice stuff. But if he wins out of try it. Oh, I could. Yeah, good morning, everybody. So, I do watch his videos once in a while. You know, they got a great store. I just see little fries jumping over there. Which are bait fish, you know? I could do a fun little contest with, you know, he give me his bait, I give him my baits, you know, and just sort of do that. That'd be fun. I don't want people to get excited about a catch. You should. I do act like I've been there before, which I do. I have. That's called the wildlife tree right there. Don't know why, because it's hollow and critters live in it, I guess. Again, you gotta get real close to the shoreline. We're almost to the point that we're going to go port, and there's a really good big bass area. We're going to topwater fish over there. Smallies are fun to catch, though. You know, they fight 3 to 1 their size, and so you catch a 2-pound smallie, and it feels like a 6-pound largemouth. They're just stronger. And you usually use lighter tackle, which makes it feel even bigger. So not only stronger, the smallmouths feel huge. And over on lighter tackle. Right under the tree. And I'm going to do just a couple more over here. I'm going to tie on a swank that will troll it over to my big bass spot. Did a baby bite it? I think I got a little tiny guy on it. No, he's just wrapped up on himself. All right. Going to head over here. Should be good about 15 feet on the cast. We'll see if anything hits this jig and we'll move it back down. When we get over there, there's tall vegetation in about 10 feet of water. It really is continually one of my better areas to fish. Is not near shoreline, offshore. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, look, I don't know if he knows me or not, but yeah, I'm a little guy. Well, not really. I am losing weight. On my channel, just a little guy. My channel is 1,700 people, and I'm more known locally than I am, although a lot of people in Britain know me. This is a 1 ounce that I'm dragging behind me right now. That's why, it'll go deep. We're going to go back to that 7.5 inch weight bait. And it is really good weight bait. But on this rod doesn't cast it very far like my other rod does. That atlas, boy, that thing casts it long. Lift this up. Couple hits right there. Oh, there we go. Get one? Awesome. He likes it best. I don't know how I lost it. It's a great auto. And we're trolling at 2.5 miles an hour. And this is just at the tail end of that boat. This rod is all backbone. Okay, this is their black bayou. I've never seen a rod. This is a very stiff rod. Okay, so I would say this thing. It says it's fast, but I'd call it an extra fast rod. I mean, it is 85% backbone. That's why I can't cast very far with it, because there's very little bend to the tip. And so when you cast with this, you have to adjust your casting style. And coming into this area, right to my area. And the atlet is just the perfect balance between backbone and flex. I mean, just with that's all you got to do. And the thing, you can cast 1.5 ounce bait a mile. And you just, this one, this is, I don't know, this is sort of like throwing a sling. Very, very different type of rod, the black bayou. They only make it in a medium cut, medium heavy. And so this is the only model they make. They make 2 lengths. Maybe the longer length is a little better caster, but it's a tough one. It's a solid rod. Almost. I'm going to back down to that Swimbait again. You can see bottom. And so that's why I'm looking in the water. I'm really looking for that forest. And we're just coming up upon it. So now we're going to go top. Top water now. Very important to have the net ready. Get your net ready. These are big boys out here. All right. Bald eagle. Watch out for these raptors. He's flying low. If he sees my bait, he'll dive on it. I don't want to catch a bald eagle. Oh yeah, look at you guys. Don't want to catch a bald eagle. Or an osprey. Loosen this reel a bit, see if I can get a farther cast. A little further. Breaks a little. Just use your thumb more. Now this is a wake bait. It sort of does this on top of the water. I swear, there was a smallmouth, or a largemouth, basically riding on its belly on the way to the boat. It was just a small one, smaller than my bait. It was kind of cute. Probably thought it was Papa. And this is a green back. This is a blue back. Shad. I do have a pearl one that I painted too. It's gorgeous. The pearl's gorgeous. Look at these guys. There are a ton of small ones right here. These are all largemouth. They're just smaller than my bait. Smaller than the bait. They're all about 5 and 6 inches. But they're just so curious about this big giant bait that you just swim into it. See some cover. The way this light's hitting, the sun is hitting the water. It's an osprey. And when you fish this big, you gotta look up and down. One eye up in the sky, one eye onto the water. You set the hook and not catch a bird. That's what you gotta do. That's an osprey sound. It's funny. Osprey, fish eagles, they have chirps. Very dainty-like for such a beautiful bird. Technically, even though the osprey is so much like a fish eagle, like the bald eagle and the American eagle, it's not. An osprey is an osprey. It stands alone in its own category of species, which makes it even a cooler bird. Although it's very similar to a fish eagle. 98% of its diet is fish. Some more lily pads over here, but there's a big jumper over there. Head over there, baby. See some jumpers. Little guys, huh? bait do its job. Don't rush it. Don't, you know, a bait has a rhythm and speed to it. And you just gotta let it do its thing. A lot of baby bass over here. Just a lot of small fish. We're headed over to these lily pads right now. There's a lot of good cover down here. And all these other fisherman videos, you know, I edit. Make it look like I catch one on every other cast. Okay, we're going to put a toad thumper frog on. Toad thumper is probably the best frog I've ever used. And I'm going to throw this swim bait over here a few times before we get to those lily pads. Again, this is a big swim bait. This is the biggest bait I have. So, if you're wondering why I haven't caught anything, because little fish are, bass that I've been seeing are smaller than the bait. put a tote thumper on it. Actually, on this rod, I might. Yeah. Let's put my other swim bait on it. Well, I've done real good with this in the lily pad, so. This is a 6-inch bait that I made. I mold it and paint it. I know, Mikey. You paint soft plastics? Yeah. Use a special paint for it, but it does not come off. So what you can do with this, you can swim it in between the pads. Actually, I'll swim it over the top of the pads, and we'll bounce it on the pads, and then there it goes. Now I threw it over the pads, and I'm swimming it to the pads until I get to the pad, and then I can hop it up on top of the pads like a frog. This is an 8/0 hook on this. Pretty far if I get a hook up right in here. It's a nice slow sink too. Skin hooking is where you just pull the bait forward and you bury the tip into the bait itself. You just bury the tip in it. And that makes it completely weedless until it pops out. You know, these were blowing up Tuesday too. Fish move. That's all I can say. Fish move. It's like shaking. No, you should have been here yesterday. And we had one jump. Couldn't have been too big. Didn't look like a big blow up. Probably a quarter pounder. See little guys jumping. Go with the smaller bait if we want. All right, let's try a frog. love black frogs. Don't ask me why they work better, but they do. Have we ever seen a black frog in? But no. The popper. Popping frog. You guys can't see it. Just seen little fish blow up. You could see them, but they're just little. You need a half pounder or better to hit this hook. See that blow up, guys? About a quarter pounder. Come back. Like a typewriter. For those who remember what a typewriter was. Just a little quarter pounder. Sitting right there. Try to get you guys situated again. You can see the fish. They're just not big. Just not big fish. See, they're just breaking right here. Little guys. You see the lily pads pop up. Got a family of ducks coming to visit. Kind of curious. So. That sounded like a decent sized splash. Alright, let's give him a shot. Good cast right where the splash was. Try a different color. Maybe a walking. Try a different color. Sometimes it is. We'll go with a walking bait instead of a popping bait. Go silver and black. Walking bait. You just gotta think, outthink them maybe, I don't know. They're hitting surface. Walking baits, you have to keep them going. I see. There we go. Good. Come on. They don't want to blow up on these yet. They are little fish, but the one had a decent splash. Definitely catchable. I know. I haven't read your comments in a bit. You gotta really focus on this because after you get a blow up, you have about a half a second to set the hook. You can't set it right away. You guys. Oh, he's a little guy. He's just too little. Just too little. One more. This way. See who's calling. Probably spam. It's always spam. Yep. It's always spam. All right, we'll go with Swimbait. Or shall we go back to the popper and settle for some smaller ones? What do you guys think? Get some fish in the boat? Oh, lake looks real good, eh, David? Little smoky. It was worse Tuesday, boy. That fire, just came right at us. I've caught only 2 small fish so far. Nothing of real size. Came up my size spot. So we're going to do this popper on my BFS. We'll catch some fish with this. I'm going to go right to this side. There's a drop off right left of these lily pads here. It's a nice little trench. Catch some fish right there, but you got to cast it right. I mean, or else your bait's going to be sitting on top of the lily pads. Fish just sit right on that line right there. That's what we're going to do. Oh, okay. Well, close. I almost went in there. Got a smallmouth and a largemouth on the other side of the lake. Go farther out. There's more grass. And you catch bigger fish up here. So even though this is BFS, maybe we can attract a 2 or 3 pounder on this light backup, which would be like extremely exciting. Need to find that force. Here it is. Oh, there. Oh, dang it. Wasn't a very big one, but he came up to it. I love those pauses. Splat. Oh, come on. Thought I saw it blow up. Just look for it, look for it. Sometimes they break surface right in front of me, scare the crap out of me. You see it. small swim bait. Seeds down there, about 6 feet. Change the bait color. More natural. More like a crappie. That one looks like a crappie, so that's one I painted. Of course, pretty much use only the ones I've made, my baits. Something rewarding about catching a fish on something you made. Very, very satisfying about that. Oh, thank you. It is a good, and it looks great in the water. So we're going to toss this out there. Got some 1-pounders on it Tuesday. It's a very slow sink. I only put a 1/8 of an ounce weighted hook on this. It's a 3/0 hook. This rod's got 12-pound fluorocarbon on it. P-line tactical, about as good as it gets. Let it sink. There. Oh, I missed it. The way he double tapped it, it was probably a perch. Can't get his mouth around a 3/0. You can tell, but you could tell what it is by the way they hit it. Yeah, look. Oh, well, you can't see, but yeah, one followed it right to the boat. It's an attractive little bait. It's seducing fish as we speak. Let's try a little faster retrieve. It's a school of fish, probably crappie. That's a good looking fish. Bait. Yeah, really, it's really cool when you paint soft plastics. Vegetation. This is pretty low line. It is a good looking bait though. This stencil I use for this bait is actually for one of my glides, and I just threw this small plastic in, and I just love the way the lines came out. So, on my fish finder. Basically, I'm looking at the bottom of the boat. All right, got some tall vegetation here. Yeah. Maybe here, huh? Sink further. Sink, sink, sink. I know, guys. See, somebody texted me. Sorry. The girls are leaving town. It's guys' weekend. Try a wake bait. Just a small wake bait out here. I mean, water is 72, 73 degrees, so we should continue getting some topwater hits. I always tell you guys, water temperature tells you how to fish. So, I'm going to go with wake bait. One that I painted. It's a Black Magic knockoff from 6 cents. It's not a big wake bait. It can catch bigger fish. It's got a really unique knock on it. It's got a metallic chamber in it, and the knock sounds differently than a normal rattle. Come on, snap in. There it goes. Okay. All right, let's give this guy a try. I've caught a lot of nice fish on this bait. Never knock black baits. Black baits work good. You get this thing to surf, make that wake just where it wants. Just a steady retrieve on it. released it. Let's try pause. Oh, the little guy tried it. My lowest gear ratio reel, so it's that's why you're seeing me do really fast on it. It really isn't as fast as my Aldebaran. Aldebaran's 9-to-1. This is 6-to-1. So you got to go 50% faster on your reel speed for the same rate of speed. Just FYI, that's why you're seeing me reel this thing faster. It's just that the reel has a lower gear ratio. The bait's not going faster though. I'm just going the speed the bait wants to go. Coming up to my favorite tree. Seen double-digit bass live under this one tree, and I haven't landed it yet. Hooked with one once. He was smarter than I was. Tree produce. Piece of wood. It's like 100 feet long. Yeah, just one massive piece of wood. Look at this. There are 10 baby bass swimming around this thing. 10 of them. Look at baby bass. There's zillions of them. Massive schools. There's a strange, this is just attracting a million baby bass. There is a strange bait that I jig, and you guys may know what it is. Never fished with it before. You guys ever fish with this? This is a head banger. I don't like their wake baits, but says it'll create the best action I've ever seen. That's what it says. So we're going to put one of the best action, probably the best action creature baits on it. I guess we'll see, right? It's weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird? So, we just have to skin hook this baby. So, take it through there. We got a lot of debris under here. So, when you put in a jig, measure it so where it wants to come out. That's where you want to insert your hook. So I want to insert my hook right where I measured it wants to come out. And now it holds straight. So now it holds straight. But now I want to skin hook it because I don't want that hook to catch anything besides a fish's lip. So I'm going to pull on this and just bury the tip of that hook in there. And now that's what we call skin hooked. So, take this guy off. And this is the best action creature you could possibly buy. Although I make them. It's called dancing bones. Each one of these flutter in the water. So, if indeed this lives up to its packaging, which, you know, it's written, it must be true. Right? They wouldn't put it in writing if it wasn't true. I've had very little luck. So, this right here is what we're going to try now. It's my green pumpkin blue flake dancing bones on this Headbanger brand funky little jig thingy. First, I need to see what it looks like in the water. So, it's actually more of a swim jig. I'm bouncing it up and down. I want to see what it looks like on a fall. Whenever you change out your jigs, especially something you've never fished with, put it in front of you, study it, and this way you know what to do when you cast it away. And yo-yoing it seems to be what this one likes to do. So, and that's kind of what I call a sawtooth retrieve. So I let that sink, and then I reel it, I pull it up, and then I let it sink again. And it's coming back like this, and it's just dropping. And I call it my sawtooth retrieve. I don't know if I made that term up. I did, but it might be coincidental to somebody else, you know. But there is really no better creature bait for action than a dancing bones. They're very, very expensive. That's why I bought the mold, because you pay $3.50 per plastic jig. And because they have such a narrow spine, they really don't last more than a few fish. I use really good plastic, but I don't charge as much as the company that invented it. I bought the mold. your bait maker. That's what you do. You buy molds, you buy the blanks, you paint them, do what you want. Really cheap, on the cheap. And you sell them cheaper than the inventor. Does look good in the water. I just don't want to get it caught. A lot of wood. There's a lot of wood out here. Let's try swimming it. Let's see what happens. We just swim it. Skin hooked it, so there's a lot of grass out here. You can swim it through the grass. How heavy is this? I haven't even looked to see its weight. Just when I get a bite right here. And we'll pull it right out. 4/0 hook, 2/7 of an ounce. Really? Slightly less than a 1/4 ounce. 2/7 of an ounce. Wow. That's a strange weight. I don't think I've ever used 2/7 of an ounce before. Let that sink. We'll let it hit bottom. Big tree right there. You know, I just don't have that great a success on the west side. Unless it's the north, where we first hit. But I just don't have this great a success. This is supposed to be like the big bass side. Let's see. Headbanger jigs. You guys ever use these? You guys ever use a headbanger jig? My knee is a little better. Yeah, it's not as swollen as it used to be. Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, not too much luck today. A largemouth and a smallmouth. Nothing of size. Lily pads didn't bust like they did on Tuesday for me. Using this headbanger jig thingy. Yeah, people try to reinvent the wheel. To be honest, they don't have to, because the wheel works good. Not a whole lot's chasing this thing. And usually I get like 10 baby bass chasing it to the boat. You know what we haven't tried is a jerkbait. We could try one. I want to do that on the other side of the bait, the lake. So let's go to the other side of the lake, guys. I'm going to go over a deep part, though. Ain't going to be a lot faster. Straight across the lake right here. And it's quiet, but this is a strange looking jig. Look at this thing. That's a strange looking jig. Look at that thing. That weight on the front. I don't even know what to call it. Let's see what gets it before we get to the drop off. Right, not a stand. URL, who cares? Gotta answer this, guys. Alright. Do you want to say anything to me? I think that's my handyman. I just finished the, I guess he wants his $10,000. Wish they did a better job. It's done. Okay, we're at the drop-off. Got a bald eagle above us. Good thing we ain't got nothing of topwater in. Make sure that you don't see my bait. This reel doesn't go on real fast. These eagles jump down on it. Bald eagle. Okay. shotgun. Feet of water right here. I really don't expect to catch fish out here. Not on these baits. Trout. I hate that sticky. I was like holding it around. This Swimbait is probably only got about 6 feet under the water. Maybe at lunchtime I'll swap out this reel for the auger. Shouldn't really be this tight. The line down it is. Yeah, the knee's not as swollen. It was like knotted up right here. My knee is really bad. It still hurts, you know. Soft tissue damage takes a long time to fix or to heal by itself. But it still hurts. It only hurts when I walk. When I walk, this right knee, if it bends too much while I'm walking, it hurts. And, I feel like it's going to pop on me. And so when I walk, it looks like I got sort of a gimp because I'm really not bending my right leg very much. You guys know I have blood issues, and that causes strokes and blackouts and stuff like that. And I blacked out one day, and I fell and hurt my knee a few months ago. It's weird when you black out because it's like turning off your power switch. You're just off. And you find yourself on the floor, try to get up, and spinning around you like crazy. And you just try to get up. You don't like being on the floor. One time I blacked out going down the stairs, and boy, did I get bruised up. It's fell down the stairs. That's another boat in front of me. Go to the starboard side. Go around it. I don't know why I threw that bait on there. You know, stupid. They're right there. Catching really easy. If I had a rod fitted with a water bobber, 3 to 5 foot leader, we just drop it down there and start blowing them up. But they're hard to release, you know. They're all farm trout, and so they're really tough to get back in the water healthy again. And so I don't bother. Hard to release them. You're only allowed 5. With bass, I can catch 100 in a day. Really? All these people here for trout. Not too many people fish this lake for bass. They don't realize that bass is a natural species. But if you want to catch fish, you catch trout. I haven't tried a walking bait yet. Walking baits are pretty effective. There's that. That's mine. Again. No. Spam. Here he comes. Here comes my bait. So I'm going to put you back on the keeper. And on my knee. Come up, we're coming up on my leg. size. Walk it, walk it, walk it. Some smallies over here. Maybe a large one. Mostly smallies. fish from the dock, boy. These kids, they'd rather get in trouble. Well, this is annoying. Okay, guys, we're going to end this session, and I'm going to rethink this a bit. Okay. Just seems like it's going to slip totally backwards. You usually see somebody put it in a slip like that. Bunch of crappie under here. Always a bunch of crappie under here. All right, end the session. I want to thank you guys sticking with me. I only caught a couple small ones, so sorry about that. Next time.